This video is about 5 jobs that are AI proof that are great for those who have excellent people skills. It's this whole perception that because of artificial intelligence and robotics that all white collar positions are going to be gone over the next 10 years or so, and that trades are going to take over and we'll have a rise of robots doing a lot of tasks that many humans can do. But what if I were to tell you that, yes, while some white collar jobs will disappear, the World Economic Forum still predicts that jobs will be added to the world economy because of artificial intelligence and automation. And guess what? It doesn't just include trades and blue collar work. It's a nice, healthy balance of white collar jobs that will be on the rise, and then also blue collar jobs that will be stable and secure. In this video, I'm going to share 5 jobs that are great for people who have excellent communication skills. And not only am I going to discuss what those jobs are, I'm also going to talk about the why behind them. Because as a labor economist who looks at innovations' impacts on the labor market, if you understand the why and the thought process of how jobs are created and why they are needed, this will help you thrive in any era and in any time. It's actually a formula to remain competitive, and it's something that I call skill stacking. You need to have a combination of human skill, a critical thinking skill, and a technical skill. If you master a skill set under each main category that I just mentioned, this will open up a plethora of opportunities, and then you'll be able to train yourself and target jobs that combine the 3. Now, in this video, I'm focusing on, in the skill stack, jobs that are heavy on the human skill aspects. Because right now, it's so much confusion that's going on, and I just see a lot of, hype around becoming an AI engineer, a data scientist. That is excellent. Yes, those are great paths. Not everybody wants to go and learn how to code and then become a PhD economist like myself, right? And there are ample jobs that people are not talking about that are actually on the rise because of AI that rely heavily on the human skills. These jobs also are stable. These are not jobs where you'll still have to struggle to make ends meet. According to the World Economic Forum, because of this technological change, we're going to see more people throughout the world with broadband access. A lot of things will be pretty accessible to the average person that wasn't before because of artificial intelligence and automation. It was all about placing a premium on skills that are not routine. Now that we have this foundation, I want to talk about the 5 jobs that place a lot of heaviness on the human skill. These are for the people that like to be around others. These jobs that I'm going to talk about are great careers. So the first job that I want to talk about are actually something that I think many people overlook are general managers and operations managers. So according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, this job is expected to rise in job growth in the United States alone by 4.4% by 2034. And if we think about it, we've been told, right, that everyone needs to learn proper engineering and everyone needs to become like a data scientist, and it's all about becoming an engineer, AI engineer. But we're forgetting that as AI continues to summarize and draft and do a lot of routine work, who is going to manage and operate all the different systems and tools? It can't just be a robot. It can't just be another AI computer managing other systems. And who's going to be the person who's going to make sure everything in the company is happening internally, productive wise, because it's going to be all about efficiencies. A lot of these companies, even today, have very similar technology. But what is the user experience like? Are the products and services produced in a way where the consumer is satisfied? You need people internally who are able to manage the different systems, manage the operations, manage the people. That's why this is one of the fastest growing jobs that relies heavily on human skills. Because the main human skill that general managers and operation managers need are knowledge and management. So even if you are a blue collar worker, right? And depending on, let's say someone is a longshoreman, that's a very tough job. It's a very important job. The job's not going anywhere. If you have someone who is managing what the longshoremen do, who's organizing the tasks, who's coordinating the tasks, who's right there because things may change when you're dealing in a field like that, a computer AI can't replace that. Now, there may be tools that are going to come about because of artificial intelligence automation, but you need someone with the knowledge and the management skills because that requires judgment and quick decision making. That's why the median salary for general managers and operations managers, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, is almost $103,000. This is a great career, and it's all about mastering the knowledge and the management piece under the human skill. And the critical thinking skill and the technical skill, those will be dependent on the particular industry that you are in. Next up is a project manager. Project management, that human skill that is super helpful for that is change and execution. Are you able to execute when things don't go as planned? A company is in the middle of a project building out, let's say, a new building. Then half the team quits because a competitor is offering a higher wage in a cheaper state. But that project deadline is still the project deadline. Or there's a massive storm that causes the power to go out for 3 days or something like that. How are you going to manage an existing project? How are you going to coordinate and talk to your suppliers and making sure that the different departments within the company are executing appropriately? All about change and execution. That's why the median salary is anticipated to be around $100,000 for a non-certified project manager. And then if you get the PMP certification, that median salary is around $120,000 a year. And the Bureau of Labor Statistics projects that the growth rate of project management is 6.6% in less than 10 years. The more AI is able to do very routine and mundane tasks, the more responsibility it is on judgment, decision making, and human skills. Being able to influence someone, being able to lead, being able to make critical decisions, those skills are going to be at a premium. Because one of the beautiful things about AI and automation is that we are going to have more access to a lot of the same tools and resources that we haven't had before. But it's all about the execution. It's all about the people that are going to make the organizations or make the entrepreneurs stand out. It's also about being able to adapt, having great execution skills, knowing how to manage people, knowing what to do if, like I said earlier, that a group of people just quit one day. What are you going to do to get that project done within a reasonable time? And that's going to be so critical in the age of AI automation, is being adaptable. Being able to be adaptable is a skill set that I think everyone should learn. And if you're really good at change and execution and making sure things happen, even when some stuff happens that's unexpected, project management is a great field to go into. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video so far. Please like and subscribe so other people who need this information can find this video. So let's go to the third career, nursing. Yeah, nursing. I know that right now healthcare is all over the place, but one thing that a computer can't do is impact people aging or impact people being brought into the world. Demographics are going to change, and demographics are here to stay. And this places a large demand on nursing. And depending on the type of certification you have, the different types of licensing, it is a great career. The median salary for nursing is $96,000 a year. You definitely have the opportunity to make a lot more depending on what type of nurse you would like to be. And the human skills that nursing has, on top of the technical skills that they have in understanding the human body, is empathy and quick decision making skills. Nurses are there. You see the nurse before you see the doctor when you just go for your annual physical. They're there monitoring the patient when the doctor is busy somewhere else. They inform the doctors a lot of times, like, hey, something isn't right. They're managing them before and after the surgery, before and after a mother gives birth, etc. Nursing is such a skill that is highly valued and respected. And the Bureau of Labor Statistics predicts that we're going to even need more nurses than what we need now. And it's already a shortage of nurses already. That's also going to bring needs for different types of nursing professionals. So that's why this is one of the best people-oriented jobs that you can get in the age of AI and automation, because although there will be more AI tools to help nurses, you need nurses for the empathy part and being able to detect something that's going on with a patient. You have to have that instinct based off the knowledge and the information that you have because of you being a nursing professional. Now, the fourth career that I want to talk about, many people don't think about it, and it's professors, higher education. The median salary anticipated for this is around $83,000 a year. And depending on what type of institution you're at, you can make actually a lot more than that a year. So university professors are all about people developing the skill sets that they need in order to have a career. And because artificial intelligence and automation are beginning to replace a lot of entry-level positions because they're able to do majority of the tasks, there's going to be a greater demand for people to have a higher level of understanding of a particular field or industry. And that's going to require some form of higher education, whether it is for a trade school or even for a white collar position. And then other parts of the globe where we see a lot of young people, very young populations, you need, think about it, 10, 15 years from now, a lot more people are going to be demanding going to college or demanding going to a trade school or a specialty school. That's why university professors is on the rise and in high demand. And then also because of artificial intelligence and automation, those who are already into the workforce, a lot of people are going to have to reskill and upskill. And how do they do that? By taking classes at a higher education level. We see the videos where people have went to college and they're going back to school to learn a trade. We've seen people that went to college that are enrolling in classes to learn cybersecurity, etc. So those are all skills where you have to be taught by someone. And university professors, one of their jobs is not only to teach, but to also do research to know what's next, to prepare people for what's to come. So while there are going to be AI tools in the classroom, you have to manage personalities. You have to understand when you're dealing with like a lot of young people and just life happens, right? But having that university professor is super helpful. And the fifth job is one that many people aren't really talking about, but it is so valuable and on the rise. Social work and mental health professionals, especially those who are clinical. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median salary for this is around $62,000 a year. And the World Economic Forum lists this as one of the fastest growing jobs because of artificial intelligence and automation. I don't really have to say too much, but we see what's going on around the world. And we see whenever, just think about even history, whenever there's a big technological change, that causes a lot of uncertainty. And that causes society to work in a way that never has before. One of the things that you have to keep in mind when we have access to all this information, it could be information overload. So social work, clinical work, healthcare, mental therapists, those are going to be in high demand. Now that we have more information, access to knowledge, we're understanding that there are a lot of people who are dealing with different types of mental health issues and chemical imbalances because we have more information. So that is placing a premium on those who can help guide people through the rough times in life or when they experience changes, or if they've been diagnosed with something, helping them manage so they can fulfill the best life possible. That is one of the reasons why social work is one of the fastest growing careers and one of the most stable careers that we'll see because of artificial intelligence and automation. Life happens to everyone. That's why the Bureau of Labor Statistics predicts that this job will grow by 10%. And just think about it. The numbers that I have access to are just US numbers. But the World Economic Forum predicts that although we'll lose jobs because of AI, we'll actually gain jobs across the world because of artificial intelligence and automation. And I just talked about 5 jobs that are heavy on the human skill side. Having that knowledge and management, dealing with general managers, being able to change and execute when you're talking about project management, being able to be empathetic and make a quick decision that can save someone's life when you're dealing with nursing professionals. University professors having that student care, being able to care for students and understand each student has different learning needs and different individual traits where you can kind of guide them on a path that could change their life. And then also social work and clinical mental health therapists. It's just we have so much access to information and life happens and AI is not going to stop that. And having that care and having that empathy and that understanding, being able to help people through their trauma is very, very important. These are the jobs that rely heavy on the human skill side of the skill stack. So, what do you guys think about this in the comments? And don't forget to like and subscribe. If it's been difficult and just very overwhelming with what jobs actually will matter with AI and automation, if you are a people person, I hope this video was helpful in understanding these are careers where you could be around people, manage people, and these are great careers that I actually want to be on the rise. Drop in the comments below if you like this video or not, and then I can make another video where I talk about jobs that rely heavily on the critical thinking side of the skill stack. If you understand the skill stack and if you master the skills and understand if you're more of a human person, a technical person, a critical thinker, you will be able to thrive in the age of AI, in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think about this. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for listening.